Welcome back to my YouTube channel English Tutorial. Hope all of you, the beloved student and the respected guardians who follow me are well mentally and physically. And with best of luck, I would like to start the today's video topic is fixed earlier the day yesterday. I discussed about the noun clause only, and it has been running bit by one by one the details of clauses, as what is clauses, then next divisions, then next yesterday about noun clauses and its what's the totals details about it and how you can identify it. Now today I am going to make videos about the relative clause. Comparatively, maybe seem to you that it is easier than other clauses also, but you have to keep in mind something clues that will help you to understand and to perceive well what's actually the relative clause or adjective clause, whatever name you may like to call it. Okay, now let's start. It has another names, as you call that adjective clause. Okay, relative clause or adjective clause. The very name implies that there is an active role of adjective likes qualities, just like adjective likes features, and also the as you see that adjective clause, the name that indicates that simply you say that the clause which acts just like an adjective in a sentence is called adjective clause. অ্যাডজেক্টিভের মতো বাক্যে যে ক্লজ কাজ করে তাকে অ্যাডজেক্টিভ ক্লজ. It is simple. Now what is adjective? Which qualifies noun or pronoun or its equivalent, that is called adjective. So here the role of the clause will be like this, like that, nothing more else. But you have to keep in mind something. If I now go to the examples and clear up and brush up your mind about the clear concept, to achieve the clear concept about the relative clause and adjective clause. The last video yesterday I discussed about all noun clauses, and today adjective clause. Please listen to me, have patience and follow me. Number one, as the adjectives acts the role of adjective. Now I know the boy who is my next door neighbor. Now as clearly there you know well that I know the boy. It is principal clause, it has no division, as you know, it has already been discussed. Okay, now it is subordinate clause, and what kinds? That is adjective clause, and how it acts in a sentence just like it qualifies. What this clause qualifies here the noun boy. It is noun, so it is nothing but adjective clause. But it is not all about the adjective clause. If you enter into the details, you have to keep in mind something that is very essential regarding the adjective clause. Okay, now go to more example, and what you should keep in mind that where I should place the interrogative pronoun or clause, totals. It is not clause, it is interrogative pronoun, but hold the rest of the part total, it is the relative clause. Now, as you know well, so now that it qualifies boys, so who? If you ask me, sir, who may it be placed? Another after, immediate after the boy or next? It is the questions, and you have to keep in mind that also about the relative clause if you want to know it details. Now go to the another examples. The boy who came here is my friend. Okay, so who came here is my friend. Who came here? Who means it qualifies the boy. It is noun. So it is nothing but the examples of relative clause. And what's the principal clause here? The boy is my friend. It should be noted also here that it is not subordinate clause. Subordinate clause, who came here. Okay. Now who, just after this noun or it is called also the antecedent, and you have to place the clauses or interrogative pronoun immediately after the antecedent. Okay, now you also keep in mind that there is another examples. If you consider that as a subject, the boy whom you know, it is the subject. The relative clause also acts in different types, in different angles. As here, the subject, the boy who came here, the subject of a verb, and next the object of a verb also, it can be used. Just follow the examples. The boy whom you know, the boy whom you know is my friend. Now the same examples, but the relative pronoun, interrogative pronoun is different, and it is just like the object. It acts like the object. Okay, whom, balokটিকে চিনি, কাকে, whom, কাকে. So is here the role of the adjective clause here just like an object. Okay, and next if you go to the another example, possessive. Possessives, that means ownership. It should be noted also that if you go to the another example that denotes possessive, the boy, the same examples. Whose, the boy whose father is a doctor, the boy whose father is a doctor came here. Now, whose, it acts here and also denotes that something, the sign of possessive, ownership. Whose, car, belongs to the boy whose father. So it acts like possessiveness. So it is the possessive uses of adjective clause, the three type of uses. And now what I have justly mentioned and wanted to keep in your mind and also recall that too much carefully, in which place the interrogative pronoun should be used just after its antecedent. Keep in mind that noun clause has no antecedent, but adjective clause has also and must antecedent. Just go to the another example and it will be clear to you as daylight. Okay. Now consider the another example. A body now just compare how the interrogative pronoun should be placed. Very small, too much easy example. I know the boy. Who did it? Now, I know the boy who did it. If you say that I know who did it, just like noun clause. If you write in another, just like the examples as I had already discussed about that, here immediately after the antecedent. Antecedent here means the boy here, noun. The word, the adjective in interrogative pronoun should be placed just immediately after the word which it qualifies. Okay. Now, if another example, if you go, I know the place where he was born. Now consider, I know the place where, W-H-E-R-E, where he was born. It is adjective clause. And where qualifies directly place, that is noun. And it has been placed just immediately after the noun or pronoun which has been qualified by the adjective clause. Okay. So now, if I write the examples in another way, just to make you confused, just like now consider, I know where he was born. It is amazing to some extent. To some extent it is amazing. Now what is the clause? Where he was born, I know. Can you guess? Certainly you have been able to guess as it has been discussed well. Okay. I know the place where he was born. I know where he was born. Now there is, in literary meaning, there is nothing too much differences. But structurally, it is too much amazing and should be noticed as here where this clause does not qualify a noun or pronoun, so it is not relative clause. But here this clause has qualified the noun place, so the meaning may be same, but structurally, if you consider that there is much difference between the two, that it is the noun clause Okay, and it is the adjective clause. Okay, now adjective clause rather easier than other to understand and identify, and what I have decided to share with you the whole about the relative clause and adjective clause. Today, I would like to stop here. Next day, I will discuss the adverbial clause. The video will be lengthy in that case. That is adverbial clause, to some extent tricky and difficult. Okay. Now, thanks all of you, and it is my repetition of the same appeal to you, all of you, beloved students and respected guardians also, that please subscribe my channel if you consider it deserves to be subscribed. Okay, thanks a lot.